Good evening, everybody. We're here with another NFL Draft Day special, but first we have to jump into some headlines. I'm here with Jenna, Sophia, and Kylee. How are you ladies feeling today?
Feeling good.
Excited.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the draft. So I want to talk about.
It's never too early to talk about football. So
I feel like we've been talking about this since last semester.
I know.
Like we've been ready. We've been ready.
As an Eagles fan, it just couldn't get here any quicker.
Yeah.
Couldn't get here any quicker.
We
But
have
first-
three Eagles fans against.
I'm a Jets fan. Oh, but look who the headline is. It's a good day to be a Jets fan.
oh my god.
Anyway, as you can see, Zach Wilson recently got traded to the Broncos, so I want to know what you guys think. I'm going to start with Jenna.
Yeah, so I'm actually really interested in this because he's been there at the Jets for 3 years. So we've seen him. He was a bust there. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen in Denver. I think it's a good change for him. I want the best for him. I think he's a good guy. I feel like he wasn't utilized well. I think they could do better with him. So I'm excited to see what Champagne's going to do in Denver with Zach Wilson. So, yeah.
Yeah, as a Jets fan, I'm a Zach Wilson fan, but even if he's not on our team, because I honestly don't think it was a Zach Wilson problem. I think it was a Jet problem. I think it was a Robert Saleh problem. That is my take because I saw talent in him. I saw some plays that he did, and I just don't think he had a good locker room behind him. I don't think he had a coach that supported him. He didn't have that chemistry, so he needs a fresh start. And because the Broncos now have Zach Wilson, let's see what they do in the draft. I personally don't think now they'll go for a QB. That's up in the air. But if they could maybe not build a team around him because he's not good enough for that.
Yeah.
But at least get a really good tight end, a really good wide receiver, or build an O-line to help him out.
Yeah.
Because I just think that he could honestly, there's so much potential for him to be a good starter here. But if they drafted someone like Bo Nix, he's not going to start, in my opinion. So, again, just hoping the best for him. But yeah, I'm happy about it. I'll still root for him.
I mean, definitely to go off of what you said, he's young.
Yeah.
But he has the NFL experience that all of these new kids coming in, all of these quarterbacks that are in this top 10, top 15, they don't have that. So sending him to another team that honestly could use this revival that you want to call it, like if you want to call it, they can use that. I'm not saying he's going to go right to the Broncos, hop right on, boom, whole team's fixed, problems are solved. Like you said, you're not building a whole offense around him. But I think this is a good first step to something better, something new for him, a new team, a new locker room, a new fan base, a new culture altogether. Sometimes that can really help athletes restart. And I'm hoping that happens for him because, again, he is so young and he just needs to, build up a couple more things before he can really be a team.
Yeah, and his 2023 season, he showed improvement there. He was AFC Player of the Week when they played Houston and beat them.
Yeah.
And he went 27 for 36 that game. So I think this is really good for him.
I also think that he was in a really bad situation last season. He went in, he had the mentality he was going to be the backup and learn from Aaron Rodgers. Like, that was his plan.
Of course.
And they prepared him for that. And then first game, he's done, all right, you're back in, you're the starter.
thrown
We
in.
don't want you to be the starter,
Right.
and we don't think you can do it, but there you go. Be the starter. So you have to think about it like that. It's I think the NFL is on it. It's such a business, and it's becoming so analytical with that stuff. And it's becoming it's becoming less about your play. And now I just felt bad the position he was put in. So I'm excited for him.
So you think, before I go, I have a question. Do you guys think he can revive his career in Denver?
Not necessarily revive his career. I think he could just do better. Like Sophia said, he's not going to be like a franchise guy.
No.
I don't think.
I don't think this will be his home. I don't think this will be his home forever. I mean, I think this is something a little too early to predict, but I'll have to see a couple games. But who knows? I think also the Denver and him are kind of crutching on each other. They both need each other. Denver is out of that QB. They don't have the QB. They lost Russell Wilson. So I understand that he's leaning on them to help him build his confidence back up, build up his film, his stats, everything like that. And then Denver's leaning on him to hey, can you please give us something? They see something in him, and I'm glad a team did because I was worried that no one would and he'd be stuck at the Jets.
Okay. Me personally, I see nothing in him. So
Really?
I guess I'll say it. Yeah, Zach Wilson's terrible.
Oh.
I thought this ever since he was at BYU. I think Drake May's going to turn out the same way. Shoot me.
I agree with that.
Shoot
I
me.
agree with that.
I don't know.
But I just don't think he's a great player. A lot of arm talent, but I think he has a low IQ.
Okay, no,
football.
I
I'm
think
not-
the
I
low
don't
IQ
think-
point's fair.
And I think that's
do.
just
And
me
I
personally.
just don't
he definitely
think
has arm talent, though.
Saying
100%.
that one person is going to revive a whole football team, but especially a quarterback.
And especially Denver.
Well, like a person like Zach Wilson, I could see a bunch of quarterbacks can revive a team in certain aspects, but I don't see Zach Wilson being that person. I'm just saying that this was a good pick, and I'm glad somebody took a chance on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sean Payne, I don't think the Broncos are going to take a quarterback because Sean Payne already said he doesn't like taking guys out of college, QBs. So
Well, I'm sorry
he said
about
they're
Sean
not-
Payne.
maybe they
they're
should
not
switch
eager
it up.
for one.
Maybe they should
but
switch it up because clearly
I was
it's
about
not
to say,
working.
I-
They're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
they
Sorry
said that
about
they
that.
want to fill in other spots, and because it was kind of just like if they get that good quarterback, and even if it's like a kind of a forced pick, they're going to be back in the same position in a couple drafts,
That's
looking to build up that quarterback
true.
position.
Correct,
So
That's true.
I think this is a smart decision. There's many other amazing tight ends, like I said, tight ends, wide receivers, O-lines, D-lines on the table for them to pick up, and that could be franchise Broncos players.
And we will get into that later, but for now we have our next headline about Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has officially retired. Me personally, I'll save it. I'll let Jenna go first. What do you think about
Alright.
Matt Ryan retiring?
I think he was a great player. I think he was always very calm when he played. He was good under pressure. He led the team to 6 playoff appearances. He didn't win a Super Bowl. I think that's the big thing people will talk about. But what I think is really interesting is that he went 9 years without missing a game. So 2010 to 2019, he only missed 3 games in Atlanta total. And so I think he's a really good guy to look back on. He did accomplish a good amount of stuff. Again, not a Super Bowl, but still, I think he was great. Atlanta loves this guy.
A player like him, I think, needs to be recognized a little more just for his consistency. He was a loyal player. He stayed with the Falcons. His career was at the Falcons. He went to the Colts in 2022, but
Right.
that didn't do much. So I think he's a solid player. He kind of though. He's not a QB that I think after this retirement is going to be talked about too much because, again, he didn't win that championship. The Falcons weren't always like a team that was kind of just like that dangerous. So, and I don't know. I think he's one of those like older QBs that it's just like you're gonna give him that honorable like legacy, and you're gonna like acknowledge him for the accomplishments that he did do and the type of person he was, but maybe kind of forget his talent a little later on.
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, I don't know why this just kind of, I saw this today when I was in class and, we were talking about what we wanted to bring on today. And this is just something that if you watch the NFL, no matter what team you cheer for, like, you're happy for him. Mm-hmm. He's retiring. I mean, if you're a Falcons fan and, he never got you a Super Bowl ring or whatever, like, okay, understand that. But at the same time, like you said, he was there to play football. That's all he wanted to do. I feel like he kind of not flew under the radar, but very calm, like you said, was just happy to play football, happy to be there in the city that he loved with the team that he enjoyed playing with. And I mean, the whole retirement video today was Dear Atlanta. So, you just kind of have to look back on that, congratulate him on his career, and I think, it's not some monumentous thing, but at the same time, anytime someone like this retires from football, you have to give credit where credit's due.
Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes or no?
I think he should be. I was just going to add that.
I do not think
I
so
think he
that
should be.
gets hard because he went, what, you said 9 seasons? 6? 9? 6? Without missing a game?
It was 9.
It was
9 years, yeah.
Okay, so you want to talk about some of these young, fresh kids that already missed seasons last year, missed their second season. Like, I understand things happen, but for someone at his level to actually stay there for 9 years consistently, that's impressive, but again, didn't win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Well, and
think
his
he's a
most
Hall of
successful
Famer.
season was 2016, and he was MVP that year, and he led them to a Super Bowl. They did lose, but still, I think when you look back, I think everyone knows who Matt Ryan is. I think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. I do.
I'm not giving him the nod. I think he's very much Julio Jones made, and I don't think it's talked about enough.
That's
that
interesting,
without Julio
actually.
Jones, he's not nearly the same player. But, I mean, his stats are up there, and once again, it's a stat league. But then again, this isn't the NBA. If it was the NBA, he'd probably be a Hall of Famer. But it's not the NBA.
I just think if you hand out the Hall of Famer to this
Everyone,
player,
exactly.
it's kind of just like the pool for who could be a Hall of Famer is going to open up very wide, and then I think that name is going to lose its credibility. So I don't know if I'd give it to him. Love his career, great guy, did great things.
Not a Hall of Famer.
I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer.
Agreed.
I don't think so.
Agreed.
I think he is.
Agreed.
We'll
Okay.
see.
Well, we're going to move on to our next subject called perfect fits. I want you guys to give me 2 players who you think would be great fits on each team, or a team of your choosing, not your favorite team, though.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with Jenna, and she's going to the board.
All right. So first up, we have a little controversial. Not everyone will agree with this one, but I have JJ going to the Giants. The Giants need a quarterback. I can see him trading up. I think it's more realistic than people think. Giants front office already said, hey, it's okay. You can trade up. You can get a quarterback. So I can see that happening for sure. JJ is so young. Like, this guy, I think he just turned 21. He's so young. And so him going in, he's a great overall, all-around quarterback. He can do everything. And I think he's the perfect to start over. I don't think Daniel Jones is the guy. So moving on, Marvin Harrison Jr. going to the Cardinals. One of his old teammates at Ohio State pretty much leaked that this is where he wants to go. So people kind of have an idea Marvin Harrison wants to go here. It makes the most sense based on how the draft order lines up this year with quarterbacks all going in those, top 3 places. So I think it makes most sense for him to go here. He's going to be great for Kyler Murray. And I think everyone, this kid went to St. Joe's Prep in Philly. That school is insane. He's been dominant from the jump. So I see him going here.
I don't know if it's controversial, but I hate the Marvin Harrison to Arizona thing. I hate
Why?
it.
I don't have.
Well, I personally, wherever he goes, he's fine. Wherever JJ McCarthy goes, it's gonna completely change his whole career.
That's just not a.
Unless he goes to a complete offense, everyone's going to realize that kid is not as good as everyone thinks he is.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
I'm
JJ
not gonna
McCarthy.
say
I don't think he
much.
I know when he was at Michigan, they ran the ball a ton, so people question how he is with passing, but I like him, and I want to see what he can do. And
I want to see what he can do.
And I think giving him the shot, okay, this could be your franchise guy. Let him have it. I want to see it. He was so successful with Michigan, so I want to see it unfold in the NFL.
I get it. I get it.
All right,
Next
on to
one,
you, Sophia.
mine.
What picks do you have?
So first, I have Joe Alt going to the Tennessee Titans. I am so excited. Well, wherever Joe Alt would go, I would be excited for, because I just am amazed by the type of tackle that he is. He's the best tackle in the draft. He's 6'8" and 322 pounds. You would think he wouldn't move. Oh, he moves. He is also one of the fastest. So I'm just excited to see. Hopefully Will Levis will be healthy and be able to be the Titans QB, because he'll protect him nicely. He'll fit in with this team, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. I think he could be a franchise tackle for this team. I can't see his NFL career going wrong, but if it does, who knows? But I'm really confident in Joe Alt. And then my next kind of goes against what you just said. I think Malik Neighbors is going to go for the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not dissing Marvin Harrison Jr. and his talent, what he did in his 2023 season, what he's just done his entire college career. But I just think that Malik Neighbors I just think he's a better wide receiver. And I also think that it didn't help that Marvin Harrison didn't go to the press conference for the combine, which I just think, because he said he didn't have anything to prove, so he didn't feel the need to go. That, I just don't think that's really what this is all about. It's not really a team player of him. That didn't really help from a coach's perspective. But looking besides that, Malik Neighbors is just a great wide receiver. He's really up there. He's fought for his spot. He's fought for his reputation. And I think Marvin Harrison will go next, and I'm confident he's going to be high up. He'll be the second wide receiver. But, yeah, I've got Malik Neighbors going to the Cardinals.
Okay,
I do agree with Joe Alt, 100%. I
love Joe Alt.
I like Joe Alt.
I love
Yeah,
Joe
no one
Alt.
likes Malik
Watching
Neighbors.
him
But we gotta talk about this Malik Neighbors.
I'm not letting that slide.
I love
I'm
Malik
not letting
Neighbors.
that slide.
I love Malik Neighbors too. I have him going to the Chargers, but
Okay. Ooh, that's good.
I love him too, but
He's
I
not
don't-
better than
he's
Marvin.
not better than Marvin.
I think he's better than Marvin
No,
On
Harrison.
any
yeah.
planet, he's not better than Marvin.
I do.
I'm sorry, but let me rephrase. I don't like a receiver going to the Arizona Cardinals at all, because they need way too much. They need way too much, and it doesn't make sense to get a receiver. You're going to get a receiver to what? Make the playoffs as a 6th, maybe 7th seed?
So
and
who
then
do you
lose in
think?
the first round?
Who do you think Arizona should? Do you think they could?
They could go edge. They can go
They could go
O-line.
edge.
They could go corner. They could go anything else but wide
They
receiver.
should.
That would help
Well,
their team
corner
a
is
lot
good
more.
because there's a lot of really talented corners in this
Correct.
draft. So I see that, and then it'd be nice to get a corner to get drafted higher up, because right now other teams don't need that.
Even if
So
you traded back to go for Turner, like me personally,
I was
would
going to
draft
say I
Edge.
could see
I
them
would draft
trading
Edge.
back maybe because
Yeah.
they don't need.
They don't need
Yeah.
it.
I'm
Exactly.
the only person that I've talked to who thinks Malik Neighbors is better than Marvin Harrison Jr. I get
Sorry
it.
about that.
No, that's you know
sorry.
what I like that you're different. I love
do,
it.
and I just do think he's better than him. So that's all. But I'm glad you like the Joe Alt pick.
Love the Joel.
Watching him
100%
play
agree.
in like real life.
Yeah. Wait,
so
you saw him in
insane.
real life?
I went to the Navy Notre Dame game last year in
fired.
Baltimore, and it was awesome.
That's immaculate. Okay, well, it's your turn.
All right,
Give us-
Kylee.
give us your picks now.
Okay,
It's your
so
turn.
I have two different teams that need quarterbacks
Okay.
right now. So if you have watched any other episodes that I have been on where I've talked about football, 95% of the time I've brought up Jaden Daniels, my favorite player in the draft this year, bottom line. The Commanders need a quarterback, and they need a franchise quarterback. There are plenty of guys getting drafted this year that are quarterbacks but are not franchise quarterbacks. And I think what this player has gone through, the team that he played for, and Notre Dame fan, I will admit, the coach that he played for is going to absolutely take him so much farther in the NFL than some of these other quarterbacks that, might have had to work a little bit harder to do everything for their team. He had a team behind him the whole time. Did amazing things for himself, but at the same time, I cannot wait to see where he gets drafted, which kind of brings me to my next pick because the Commanders have the pick before the Patriots, but the Patriots also need a quarterback. So now, I know you mentioned him
It's Drake,
earlier.
man. He's just not going to be good.
I don't
I
think
agree.
he's going to be great,
Right.
but the Patriots need
Yeah.
a quarterback. They have that, third round pick. He's the third quarterback.
Yeah.
So unless they switch it up on us or something happens, this is who they're picking. They technically need a quarterback. He has a lot to learn still. I mean, the Patriots have a lot of work to be done in general, but for someone that has a lot to learn still, with a team that's still rebuilding, filling in other positions, this could be beneficial for him because, they're not basing the team around him because he just doesn't have the potential to be a franchise quarterback, but he has the potential to help his team and, possibly be a backup, whatever they really need.
Yeah, my issue with Drake May though is that I just don't think he has that like what Caleb Williams, what Jane Daniels, and even I would argue what JJ McCarthy has. I don't know. I think
The
being like
only
a Zach
thing-
JJ
Wilson.
McCarthy also does not have.
No, that's
But
the
continue.
thing. He's going way above J.J. McCarthy right now, and if the Patriots really need a
Correct.
quarterback, that's who you're taking.
He has the size. He's a huge
He's
guy.
huge.
You can build a team around him. He can withstand hits, and also he wasn't as productive in 2023, like you mentioned, but neither was Caleb Williams.
Exactly.
So I think you do. gotta
Caleb
give
Williams
him
was
a
on a
fair
hot
shot.
streak and then came right back
Yeah.
down. So for all you know, he could go to an NFL team next year and be surrounded by some different
Yeah.
level of play and surprise all of us.
Maybe I don't know if I'm hating more on Drake May or if I'm hating more on the Patriots. Not
Yeah.
your
That's
pick.
what I was gonna
I'm
say.
saying it's not your
Yeah.
pick.
Oh, I
I'm
absolutely
just
hate
saying,
the Patriots, but they need what they need.
maybe I just see.
I agree. I have him going there.
Drake May going. I agree. He probably will go there, but I don't think it's like the best thing for him because, like you said, he's got a lot to learn, and so do the Patriots. Who are two people trying to learn off each other? Are you going to learn off a QB who's never been in the league before?
Would
And
you
a new
entertain?
coach.
Would you entertain the Patriots selecting a wide receiver, tanking, and maybe drafting a quarterback like Shedeur next year?
Okay.
Okay.
I mean
Instead
that
of Drake
gives
May.
that
Just a
college
thought.
player a whole other year of figuring out what's gonna be best for them.
It's just a thought.
That would be smart, but knowing the NFL and knowing like football like that, I just feel like they're too worried about like coming in this season. Like their
You're right.
last season was just so bad
You're right.
that it's kind of like the Panthers were literally like so bad that they're like people wanted to just get rid of them. Like
Patriots, yep.
they literally didn't want them. So like that's why I'm kind of just like I don't know if they can afford another year taking another year.
I get what you're saying.
As
That
for
makes sense.
Jaden Daniels, though, I really do like your pick. I also have him going to the Commanders, and some
I'm like
people
his
don't.
biggest
Some people
fan, I
have it
think.
kind of like switched. But I think he reminds me a lot like Lamar Jackson. So
Okay.
dual threat kind of.
I guess it's my turn now for my picks. So maybe I should enter the board.
All right, Derrick.
I thought my picks were pretty solid. I do have
Okay.
Malik Neighbors, but I think him in Atlanta would really be a good fit for multiple reasons. I think Kirk Cousins throwing to Drake London, handing the ball off to Bijan Robinson, and once again throwing to Malik Neighbors and Kyle Pitts. I think that's an offense that not many teams want to see. especially if he falls. I think he's projected to go, I want to say roughly 2 or 3 picks before this. He's great yards after the catch, and with that many players, you could do a lot of stuff in the offense like that, even with a guy like Kirk Cousins. My next pick, I like this pick a little bit better. A.D. Mitchell to the Bengals. They're most likely going to lose T. Higgins. I don't think they eat that cap, so why not replace T. Higgins with a younger version of himself? I think he's a great player that can high point the ball. He would be a great wide receiver to learn under Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase. And with Joe Burrow, I think he could get the most out of him. They also lost Tyler Boyd, so I think they also need a wide receiver. Restack up on weapons. They also lost Joe Mixon as well. I just think it's two good weapons that both teams could really use to send them over the top or at least compete. So those are my 2 picks.
I
Wide
like
receiver heavy.
those.
Wide
I like
receiver heavy.
those.
I really like your Bengals
Even though
pick.
you
I do
have
too.
Neighbors going to the Falcons, I just like Malik Neighbors, so I'm.
I understand that. I was going off like where I think their draft position will end up, and also what team I think could be a fit in that draft range. So I was looking at 2 to 3 picks up above or below where I could see them going, and that's where I got.
Also, when I did my mock draft, I also thought about some of it wasn't where I think they should go, but where I just think they're going to go.
Okay.
Like, I feel like sometimes it's like that. Like, even though, because I'm not the one actually making the decision,
Right.
so.
Right. Well, on to our next topic. You're the GM. My personal favorite topic because it had to be Howie Roseman. It's the only way. So we're going to choose one player we think our favorite team should draft or we think our favorite team needs to draft. And we're going to give our reason why they think they should draft them. I'm going to start with Jenna once again.
All right, I love the Howie Roseman up there because he's been killing it ever since the Justin Jefferson major issue years ago. So I like what he's been doing, and I could really see Quinion Mitchell from Toledo heading over to Philadelphia. Eagles need a corner. They need a lockdown guy. It's time. Darius Slay.
He's old.
He's
Yeah,
old.
he's getting there.
He's
He's
old,
getting there.
and I
It's more
do
about
like
Bradbury.
him. Yeah, that's so true. So yeah, Quinion Mitchell. I can see him coming in. The Eagles do have the 22 pick now, right? 22.
Yes.
Pick 22.
But I can see them trading up. Howie's always doing stuff like this. Eagles are always bouncing around in the draft. So I think this is realistic. And I think this is going to happen.
Yeah, they've been rumored to move up. So for a corner specifically, so it's either it's him or Arnold.
I really like this pick. I love this corner, so that's why I really like this pick.
Yeah.
I like it. Big, fast, strong.
Yeah.
I think
Fast, keyword fast.
we definitely need speed.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why I'm like,
we might
keyword
be
fast.
one of the slowest secondaries in the NFL.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I think it's a great pick. I just don't know if he will be there. That's my honest reaction. I don't know if,
If
he'll
he
be there.
isn't, it's because I think he got drafted early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
early.
exactly.
He's so in high
100%.
demand.
Yeah.
So my next, I'm Jets, of course, and the Jets can go either way. We can get a wide receiver or an O-line, but I think we're going to go in the wide receiver direction just to nicely complement Aaron Rodgers. And I said that we would draft Brian Thomas Jr.
Okay.
I think it's just, however, when you need a wide receiver to get plays and to get to that touchdown zone, he's going to be there. He had 17 touchdowns, and he ran over 1,100 yards last season, so he's coming off a really good season. He's got quick acceleration. He gets off that line of scrimmage before the D-line could even react. It's something that, and Aaron Rodgers, we know, has no trouble getting the ball out of his hands. He has that reputation. The two of them, I think, could make absolute power plays, and it's going to be, the Jets would be a team to talk about with speed, especially then you got Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, the rest of the team, because I'm not hating, I think our O-line is quite, I don't know, I don't think our offense is really that bad. I think we just had that QB problem. So, yeah, that's why I really would like to see them take.
So why him over another receiver?
I think Marvin Harrison, Malik, and Rome Odunes will be gone by then,
Okay.
and I take him as the fourth best.
You like him over Mitchell?
I do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very
He's a big
interesting.
receiver, too. He's
He
6'4",
is.
209.
That's
Very
big
interesting.
receiver.
It's very interesting. I don't know. I like it, but Aaron's old. I might pick O-line just to be
Really?
safe.
I was
really might
thinking
just pick
O-line.
just to be
Yeah.
safe.
But I like what you said
Especially
about like
coming off an
complimenting
Achilles.
Aaron because he does need someone. I do just worry about him, so I think I could see the Jets doing
Yeah.
something safer. I don't know.
Thinking in Robert Saleh, thinking in the GM, I just think they have they're putting all their eggs in Aaron Rodgers. I
They
feel
are.
like
They
they're
are.
they're
But
really.
you got to protect them to put
we
your
didn't
eggs in
have
that
him
basket.
We didn't have him
So
last
true.
season, and also though, if they have a mediocre wide receiver and Aaron Rodgers is making those plays, I think they're trying to stray away from getting told that having him did nothing for the Jets. I really think they're just trying to sell on that Aaron Rodgers is saving their team.
Okay.
But they're going to build a team around him. So, and also, I think that there's really good O-lines in the rest of the draft.
I was about to say, it's
So,
deep
and
O-line.
we just got it's the 6th round pick for Zach Wilson. So now it's a 6th round pick. It's like the 209th. I get it. But there are good O-lines
Yeah.
down in the 2nd or 3rd day of the draft. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
All right,
I'm
my
glad you're not mad.
I'm not
My
mad at it.
pick is just in my dreams.
I like
Just to lighten the mood up a little bit. I was on the phone with Jenna earlier, and
Yeah.
she's like, throw something fun in there. And I said, okay, fine. So, as a Philly girl, as an Eagles fan, I would do absolutely anything to have this man in Philadelphia. Just coming here, being a Penn State fan, but then also being an Eagles fan. And not to mention, Penn State aside, he is an absolute
beast.
animal.
He's a beast.
So just imagine having that with the Philly crowd, and now you're pulling in more Penn State players. It would be so awesome to just watch that. Not as much, where the picks are actually falling or what the Eagles actually need, just more for my heart and my dreams. Because, I don't know, it would just be such a happy day. I think I would be fine for the rest of my life if that happened.
Okay.
I genuinely think I would. I don't buy jerseys. I really don't, because, players move all the time.
Right.
I'd buy an Olu Eagles jersey.
You know who I originally had in my one of my first mock drafts? It was Chop coming to
Or that.
Philadelphia.
Perfect.
I thought about that too.
Because
Perfect.
Hassan
Perfect.
Reddick is gone.
Perfect.
about
That's
that
fine.
too.
I'm
Hassan
fine
Reddick
either
is
way.
gone.
I just there's something about Penn State players
yeah.
going to Philly. You want to go to Pittsburgh? All right, goodbye. Get going. No one really cares. But if you want to come to Philly, absolutely insane.
So where would you play him? That's my only question. Or would you sit him? 'Cause you
Coming
have to
in,
think
if
about
he's
that.
coming in
You
right
have to think
now,
about that, yeah.
I wouldn't put him in right now.
Okay, so you'd sit him here.
I'd sit him a year. But
I
then
think
you're
he's too good
practicing.
to sit.
You're practicing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
too.
but then you're practicing with who's he going to replace in the Eagles O-line
He's
right
not.
now?
That's my thought. I don't think he is. Unless, he might be able to play right guard.
Okay. Try him out.
Okay.
It's
I'm about
hard.
to say,
Try
but
him
I
out.
think he's
But
too
then
good, like
again-
you said.
I think he's so
I think
good.
he's
But at the
insane.
same time,
He's too good to sit.
Well, I know this is a dream. You're very
yeah, I
you hope
know.
this happens. Just someone else is going to have to snatch him up before.
Yeah, I
he
think
gets
he's
to
going.
the
I
top
actually
second.
think he's going to Denver.
He's completely
Oh,
going
wait.
somewhere else. But I'm just saying, if he were to, personally, maybe let him play a game or two, see how it works. Okay, needs a little. You're practicing with
Hall of Famers.
the best O-line in the NFL, but you're obviously practicing with the strong O-line.
Free agency.
So I just feel like even putting him into a practice with them is just going to help him even more.
Okay. All right, on to my pick. We have Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
I like it. 4.4 speed. He's not huge, but he's a good size, and he's tough. I think that's the most important thing that Philly misses is toughness.
Yeah.
They have no toughness on the secondary at all, except Reed. Reed is the only person on our team that wants to hit something. That is the only player that I think actually wants to come up and tackle in our secondary. Mine is CJ Gardner-Johnson, but we just got him, so I'm not fully counting him yet.
Oh my God, I was so happy though when
I
he
think
came
we
back.
need a cornerback that can tackle.
Yeah.
Because Slay can tackle
But
when he
I
wants
don't-
to. But it's not the same.
I find myself frustrated with Slay a lot.
It's
during
not
the
me.
season.
Not me.
I
I thought he
do.
played good. But as soon as he had that knee injury,
He's
I
getting
said,
he's getting
is
to the
wrong.
point where it's
Something
a
is
little
wrong.
tweaks
You
that
guys need
take him
fresh
out
legs.
for a game.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you guys did a lot in free agency, which was
Yes.
great. You built
Yes.
your offense it's going to be dangerous, and anyone can attest to that. I see you guys in the playoffs. It's really hard for me to say, but
Thank you.
and just fresh legs like this, I think will complement the
I think it will.
Hall
I
of
agree,
Famers that you
yeah.
guys have on your line. So.
And I feel like the team like the Eagles, like you said, did so well in free agency. It never hurts to just add new people to your team.
True.
Especially when they're young.
And-
They're in the draft. It's not like you're taking them from the Broncos after 10 years at the Broncos. No, they're pulling fresh people in. He's an Alabama guy. The Eagles love their Alabama guys.
And this would mean James Bradbury is getting cut. I would love that. Me personally.
Heck yeah.
I would love that.
And I think
that's
any
okay.
SEC player is ready for a team like the
Yeah.
I do
NFL, like
too.
the Eagles.
I do too.
Yeah.
On to another great segment, Draft Talk. We're starting with JJ McCarthy. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Go ahead.
The thing that JJ McCarthy does best is turn around and hand the ball off.
I knew you were going to say
That is
that.
the best thing he can do.
I
With that
don't
being
disagree.
said, I don't think he's going to be very good in the NFL. We seem to do this every year where a quarterback who was okay during the season when he actually, played the game, we seem to do this thing where we look at him at the combine and we say, wow, he might be a top 5 pick. And every time we take him, they're trash. Mm-hmm. So me personally, Giants, please take him. I'd love it. I'd love you for it.
Okay.
Yeah, but even
Take
if you
him.
don't want, even if you think he shouldn't go that high, could you see the Giants doing this?
Yes.
Yes,
And
I do
would
too.
love it.
Yeah.
It's not that I
Every
don't
second
see
of
the
it.
Giants doing it. I just think that, I just think he's going to be a bust because I think the only coach that will take him for his first season and see what he's doing, realize that he's a bust, and the only coach that won't do that is Jim Harbaugh. And he's not going to.
I don't think Jim Harbaugh's
So
taking it.
I think
No, he's not, but I'm just thinking that's the only coach that would praise him for the mediocrity that he
I think
plays.
McCarthy gets too much hate. I really do. I see potential in him, which I know might sound crazy.
Okay, so I'm gonna go off of you quick, but I see have a good first year or two, maybe do some good stuff, make a name for yourself, done after that.
On what team do you think he would have a good first year, is my question.
That's the thing. He's used to a team that literally bows at his feet and makes an offense around him.
I don't think he's getting that team.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Anywhere in the top 10.
And so if he figures it out for himself, he could have a good year or two. After that, I don't think it's going anywhere better than
I
that.
also think his best place would be the Vikings, personally, if the Giants don't draft up for him.
I agree with
trade
you.
up
I
for
think
him.
he's going to the Giants, but
I don't know.
and I
The
think
Vikings
they're in the
best pick,
position
though.
right now to be like, yeah, we're going to make our team what you need it to be. After a year, you can't keep that up.
He needs a
Unless
run
he's
game.
giving them something back, you can't give that up.
But I have him going to the Vikings and then Marvin Harrison going to the Giants. So that's
Is
what
that wishful thinking? Be honest.
No, that's just.
I don't
What I
think,
think.
I don't know. The Vikings, I know they have Justin Jefferson, but I think he needs a run game. I think he needs a run game really
Yeah.
bad, actually.
He does.
So I don't think that's a great pick for him.
All right.
That's just me personally.
I love this. It's my favorite.
You love this. On to our next. Jaden McDaniels, Caleb Williams. Who do you guys have?
I mean, Caleb's going first. I'm more excited to see what Jaden Daniels actually does in the NFL. I'm excited to see about what Michael Penix Jr. does.
Really?
I think he's severely underrated.
I
think
he-
Penix is
I
severely
agree.
He's
underrated.
gonna
and it
go.
makes me
Caleb
Where do you
nervous.
think he's
Williams?
gonna go?
I have
Where do you
him
think
going
Penix?
to
I
the
think he's gonna
Raiders.
fall to the second.
Oh, I could see it.
I can see it.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I could see, but then the Raiders. That's
I have him going to the
Raiders are
Raiders.
sneaky. Good.
I think
Yeah, that's
Caleb,
what. Oh my, that's what I have. Yes.
Yes.
Raiders are
Yes.
sneaky.
I think
good.
Caleb Williams could do well. I'm just saying, I think
I
between
don't.
Daniels
Caleb
and Michael
Williams.
Penix
Same.
Jr.,
I've
there's
been
much
over
more
him.
dog in them to actually want to have a career.
Okay.
Caleb Williams just knows he's that guy.
No,
that's
and he's
raw
not
talent.
that guy. I don't think. No, I think his ego's too big. What he did at the combine wasn't cool. I don't think.
No.
You
Yeah,
know what?
I
Like,
mean,
do you
come
agree with what he
on.
did at the combine?
Asking for a percent of a team is nuts. He knows
Yes.
he's not getting that. I
Yes.
don't know why he even said that. You
Yeah.
made people look bad across the world. You made your family look bad.
Yeah.
I don't know why he said that.
He had
Right.
he had a high, nice rise, came right back down about halfway through college
I'm-
football season last year. So
I can't just deny that talent though. Like I can't. I personally,
just
I think he's
don't.
going to be good. I think his floor is good.
But I don't know. I'm just over him also though because he's been that number one prospect for so long.
That's what happens when you're the best.
okay,
Everyone's been
if he goes to
saying-
a team and does amazing, I will completely back down and take back what I said
But he's going
because
to the Bears.
it could
That team might be good.
be really
I'm sorry.
good.
If they
really
take a
could be.
receiver at 9, that team is going to be
if
disgusting.
they take Romo Dunes at 9,
that team is going to
they'll
be really
be
good.
insane.
That team is going to be really good.
That's what I'm saying. I hope I'm wrong. I love to see all these quarterbacks in this class do amazing. They can't all do amazing.
So you think? Okay. So let me ask you this then. You think
He's more sturdy to do good. He's more
So you think
locked
he's
in to
going to have
do
a better
good.
career?
Between these two,
Right.
he's going to have a sturdier career.
Yeah.
By far.
Even if he goes to the Commanders?
I think that's going to be tough. See, that's
That's what
why.
I'm saying.
He would
That's
do
what
better
I'm
It's going to
saying.
be
Bears
tough,
team
but
to
no
have a
one
better
said
team.
he's going to hop right in the NFL
Exactly. But
and
that
be
means
perfect.
you have a better career, though, no?
Yeah, but
That when you said
But
who
when
you
you're
think's
that
gonna have a
good.
better career, that kind of
I
made
think
me
it's
like,
easily- I think it's
because
easily Caleb.
I could see Caleb. I don't know.
I
I'm
could see
so
Caleb
back and
staying
forth
with
with
the Bears
Caleb.
for a while.
But
I could
exactly.
see Daniels starting with the Commanders, playing great, but not doing anything great because he didn't got that team, getting traded.
But then,
Going
would
to a
he-
better team.
But then, if he does
do you
that,
think
If
they
he does
trade
that,
him?
then
does he fall into the Sam Howell
free agency.
conversation? Does
Yeah.
he fall into the Sam Howell conversation?
Where
Oh,
they
you're-
ruin him?
Yeah, I don't think Sam Howell's the
I
typical
don't think
quarterback.
he's-
I think it's you're okay, but you're on the Commander, so obviously you're going to look worse than what you are.
Yeah.
Could
Well,
you
that's
see
why
him doing the same thing? Because that would ruin his career.
I think he's better than Sam Howell though. Where like
Okay.
he wouldn't let not that he wouldn't let that happen, but like
It wouldn't be
his
to that
attack.
extent.
I do think
Yeah,
he's
that's what I'm
better.
saying. I just
Yeah.
think
Okay.
from the get go, from college, he's better than Sam Howell.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I think my
He's coming
issues
off
with
the
Caleb
Heisman,
Williams
which
just
is-
come from like the ego type.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I think it's a hot draft class.
That's how I feel
I
about
do
Marvin
too.
Harrison.
Like
I
the
do too. Okay.
quarterback, the whole
His
quarterback
dad though,
thing,
like Marvin Harrison's dad. I mean, we're the egos. I don't know.
I just think I'm excited that it's quarterbacks.
That's true.
It's something
That's
different.
I don't love this
Okay.
quarterback class.
Okay. Neither do I, but we got to move on. We could talk about it after the
Yes.
show. We got to move on. Tune in tomorrow to see my guy Wells. He just does so much for this show. He really does. He's a really great guy. We also have Cade, great host. It's a
Is that the
frenzy
last
show.
show?
No, it's not a frenzy show.
No,
It's a basketball
is it
show.
the
It's a
last?
basketball show. It's the
Basketball
last
show
show
tomorrow.
of the
It
year.
is.
Wow.
Nuggets in 4. not the correct topic, but Nuggets in 4. And I hope Wells holds up his end of the bargain. But that's all we have for today for 360 Sports. I hope you guys had a great time watching us. Ladies, do you have anything to say?
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
go
see you guys.
Sixers.
Yes, let's go Sixers. We'll see you guys
Never a
next
let's go
semester.
Sixers.
Never let's go Sixers.
I thought you were a
Never
Philly
let's go
guy.
Sixers. Not
Yeah.
a Sixers
No.
guy.
What is
Not a
this?
Sixers guy.
Honestly, what
It's not
is
about
this?
that. It's
What
not, we can
is
talk about it
this?
later.
What's your team? Oh.
Let's go, Pels. Thank you guys for tuning in to 360 Sports. We will see you guys again tomorrow.